If you found out we weren't alone, if someone showed you, proved it to you, would that frighten you? Now, if I ask myself that, I don't think I'd be frightened. I'd certainly be excited. I'd be on alert. I'd be very stimulated. So welcome to Disclosure Day. Steven Spielberg, there's a Hollywood cinematic name, juggernaut powerhouse. Steven Spielberg's new movie, it's coming out in June. I thought it was coming out in January, but we're got to wait till the summer. So Disclosure Day 2026, UFO, or I should say really more alien intelligence proven, so to speak. But it is fictionalized. It is fiction. It's an idea that Steven had, I guess maybe he's had for a while, and he wanted to explore it. So he got a great screenwriter, David Koepp, did a lot of work with Spielberg. John Williams is doing the music. It looks like a really good movie. Emily Blunt is pretty much the lead. And what's interesting, I looked up, for now anyway, on IMDb and Wikipedia, all the actors don't have character names. So you see the cast, only the actors' names, Emily Blunt, all the others, and that's it. There's no corresponding character name. Now, maybe they just haven't finalized them, but I would imagine that's maybe in the film. You never hear anyone call each other by name, or it doesn't really matter. It's not really central. One actress plays the nun. It says such and such actress as a nun. That's it. And then that's about it. Emily Blunt plays a weather woman, a weather forecaster, journalist on TV, television, weather person, and I've always loved Emily Blunt, one of my favorite actresses. So what's interesting to me though, and it's no fault against Spielberg or his film. I do want to see it. It is exciting, but I thought it was going to be more of either a documentary or sort of based on true accounts or based on eyewitness accounts. Like there's this new documentary, Age of Disclosure, which comes very highly recommended, dropped about a month or so ago, interviews many politicians, including Marco Rubio, really high-ranking political heavyweights, and they say how there's so much more evidence, these films that the Air Force, the military has gotten, or civilians, and so they're like, there's something going on. We're probably not alone. Now, I guess no one really definitively maybe answers, or in the affirmative definitively. I guess they can't really. But for the amount of evidence, video footage and accounts, there's something out there. The truth is out there. There's something more than just swamp gas or lights, right? All right. So now Spielberg, as a rule, doesn't do documentaries. I think he's produced or directed maybe 3 or 4. Mostly they're in, I think, connection with his World War II Holocaust Foundation, like Schindler's List, which was a fictionalized, based on a true story. But he does documentaries like for Holocaust remembrance and history. So, and I'm just saying, I think after he's done about 3 major alien or sci-fi alien films, right? Close Encounters of the Third Kind, that was 1977, E.T. the Extraterrestrial, 1982, and War of the Worlds, 2005. So Disclosure Day, scheduled for June of 2026, will be his 4th in terms of alien. I mean, he did Minority Report, which is just, pure sci-fi. So he does other science fiction films, but not alien visitation, so to speak, or alien intelligence for Disclosure. And again, I am excited. I want to take a look, but I just thought it was more, eyewitness accounts or based upon or just more like a documentary. In fact, I thought it was a documentary, and then I started seeing ads like, well, it's not. Emily Blunt, we can clearly see it's fictionalized. So what do you think? Again, I can't wait. What will be interesting, though, to see if Spielberg, in the press tour, obviously Emily Blunt, everyone connected will be interviewed, see what they say about, obviously, the real thing. They're fictionalizing something that's very important to people. I think the greatest impact and the most powerful thing about it to me, looks that the idea of disclosure, meaning the government, I guess in the movie, from the trailer, from what we can glean, the government seems to know a lot more than they're saying, sort of maybe like now. That's why the documentary Age of Disclosure is so kind of important too, because when you have people like a Marco Rubio on camera, not maybe explicitly fully endorsing this, but getting close. So the idea is this fictionalized version is like disclosure day will come. It will happen maybe in my lifetime, your lifetime, and this is how maybe we will react. And again, with that tagline, that idea of says, if you found out we weren't alone, if someone showed you, proved it to you, would that frighten you? And I think for years, that's what, they've said in terms of, well, that's why governments don't disclose. That's why there's no disclosure, because they're afraid there'll be panic on the streets, right? Everyone will riot and there'll be bloodshed and death and destruction and chaos. And I really don't think that would happen. I certainly think a lot of people would be upset. I think there would be some upheaval, small lowercase there. I think there would be something. I don't think our society and culture would unravel. That's just me. And certainly you could argue something opposite and contrary. I welcome your feedback. I really would like to hear some stuff on this from you guys because, again, Spielberg is still one of the most popular and important filmmakers. You just go, Jaws, again, Close Encounters, E.T., you can just keep going in his list of popular movies, but then Schindler's List and really substantive movies about history, Saving Private Ryan. Now, so for his body of work, this is yet another probably very important, dare I say, probably is going to be a very popular blockbuster film. And I would just love to see more of a real angle on it as well, or certainly more of a documentary feel. Maybe he'll make one too. Though Age of Disclosure seems like it's pretty much done everything, checked all the boxes off. So I haven't seen that yet. I've just seen trailers and behind the scenes. And the director, Dan Farrar, going around and talking about it and such. So what do you think? Give us your thoughts. Give us your feedback. Hope you're enjoying. Hope you're subscribing. See you soon.